TEDx Lausanne 2014.
Perpetual revolution and evolution can mean a lot of different things. How do we bring about broad societal change?
How do we evolve personally without merely revolving around the same axis?
Is all innovation good? So now, are you ready for some revolution?
Evolution?
Revolution and evolution?
Oh, yeah!
Enjoy the show!
I wonder, how can we as individuals make smart decisions considering the urgency of climate change when it comes to our foods? Climate change is a reality and global resources are getting sparse. What is your individual role that you're playing here? 31% of greenhouse gas emissions originate from our food consumption. And we agreed that we want to look at the CO2 impact of meals to be able to inform people on a level that is comprehensive. We started programming a software to be able to share CO2 calculations at scale. We've just recently launched our beta test, and more than 100 persons in restaurants have signed up, and it's great for us.
So today, I'm going to talk to you about how gamification can make our world a better place. So my favorite example in Core Drive 3 is the serious game called Folded. So scientists have been trying to figure out this AIDS virus protein structure problem, and the top PhDs in the world couldn't figure this out for 15 years. So they decided to make a game called Folded, and as you can see, you have a big protein, there's things you can do with it, you have an objective such as maximizing surface space. And miraculously, this problem that no one could solve was solved by a gamer in 10 days. So when you think about how a 15-year-old problem is solved in 10 days through a game, you have to see how powerful games can be in making our world a better place.
What is time? We in fact perceive time through all our sensory organs, through our hands, our ears, and we don't know actually which part of the brain is engaged in processing time. So this uncertainty leads to two main questions neuroscientists are interested in. The first is where in the brain is time processed? And the second is how does the brain process time? So what is the neurophysiological mechanism that enables us to perceive and use time?
In the second year of my studies, I received an email. It was from the NDR, which is a German TV station. And they had one of the most inclusive ideas I've ever heard of. They wanted to bring music to the deaf.
First step is to sing to yourself in the shower. Loud, you've been making sense for too long.
Let me start by asking you a question. Imagine you decided to buy a new t-shirt and you narrow it down to two t-shirts that you find more or less equally cool. And you know that one of them comes from a company that is known for very decent working conditions in the production. No child labor. The t-shirt, on the other hand, as you remember from the media a week before, comes from a brand that is quite notorious for so-called sweatshop working conditions. So maybe child labor, certainly no fair wages, full of toxic chemicals. Who of you would, in that situation, pick the more responsible t-shirt? Please raise your hand. Think about the last time you bought a t-shirt. Did you check for the human rights conditions in the production of these products? Probably not. What you have here is the so-called intention-behavior gap. We have all the best intentions, but when it comes to the real decision-making, we forget about it. What drives that gap? So why does it exist? Why do we so often fail to do what we intend to do when it comes to sustainability?
You know, overcoming my fear has allowed me to get really close to some of these magnificent creatures from my dreams. This is a great friend of mine. This is Nellie. She's a 6-meter-long great white shark. So getting in the water with an apex predator and swimming in close proximity with them, without any protection. I'm not in a cage. I'm not wearing chainmail suit. I guess that's potentially a dangerous activity, right? So you might be thinking, how does a guy who's afraid of the water manage to do stuff like this? Well, I'll let you into a secret. It's pretty simple, really. Before every dive, I take myself off to a quiet corner of the boat. When I feel the fear inside me, I imagine it as a little cloud inside my stomach, and I put my hands around it and take it out of my body and put it over here on one side. Swimming with sharks hasn't made me fearless. It's not about being brave. I believe that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the mastery of it.
For most of us, finding our seat after the break has been a relatively simple process. You know your position in the space, you know where your friends are, and your brain does this for you. Or it could be an injured brain, where you basically have to relearn skills that you've known for a while. And this is a reality for millions of stroke patients, brain injury patients who suffer with severe movement and cognitive deficits. Because imagine a stroke patient, or John, who has a right brain injury, right? He cannot move his left. But what he can do is move his right. And what we're doing now with the virtual reality technology is capturing the motion and mapping it onto an avatar on the paralyzed side. So John, he's moving his left, he sees his right. He's independent, he has a feedback, and there's some gamification in it. He's motivated. So what we've now been able to do after all these steps is bring this into hospitals where patients can use this on a daily basis. Once the patients do this, they use this, they get better. It's fantastic.
Now, last but not least, this event could not have happened without the support, without the collaboration with the University of Lausanne.
We're very proud to have hosted TEDx at the University of Lausanne. And I would say, folks, let's try it again. Thank you.